Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Um, I'm going to give you an exciting message this morning. I just want to psych everyone up to the end of the year and the start of the new year. So let's hang around a bit for people to show up, and then we're just going to get started. This morning's presentation is not going to be long, so we just spent about 30 minutes or so talking about it. So those who want to join can quickly join. Basically, the idea is this: the year is running out. Today we are in December, and wow, this year went fast. I didn't even know that we are in December, and then yesterday it dawned on me that the Christmas is next door, and I went wow, because I've worked the entire year and I just keep going at it. So basically, what I want to tell people today is that the year is getting over, and majority of the people, when they look back, they discover that the New Year resolution they had in the beginning of the year, that did not happen. Because they said they were going to do some great stuff, and basically this great stuff didn't happen. It just didn't happen. And you know what? It happens every year like that. But people, we pray, and then people go fasting, because look, my audience are Nigerians. So I mean, if I was talking to Caucasians, Americans, Europe, I speak in a different way. I'll be speaking more, civilized, more, more calmer and things like that. But I know my people. So when I talk with my people, I have to talk in a certain way. So therefore, because my people go to church, and pray and want the Holy Spirit to come down and solve the problems for us. And these days, people what is raining in churches today is to fall. I still don't get it why people have to fall. Okay, I don't get it. And look, they say it's the power of the Holy Spirit that is making them to fall. And I think, this is the same God that parted the Red Sea. I mean, have these people seen the Red Sea? That same God parted it. It was a man just stretched out his hand and his sea was parted. Okay? This was the same God that somebody went and prayed, according to the Bible, that the earth stood still. Wow. Just imagine that. The earth stood still. Okay? This was the same Bible. This was the same God that sent 185,000 angels in one night to one angel, not even 185, one angel to come and run over some 185,000 army in the night. I mean, this is the same God that brought down the wall of Jericho just by people walking around blowing horns. Now, this God, the only thing he can do is maybe make Nigerians fall and like that. Just go fall. Just touch you fall. So it is funny. that God his power has been reduced to a bare minimum today, that just touch people fall, let them fall. That is now how he shows his power. Anyway, that's not the issue of today. What we want to talk about today is, look, the year is running out. The prayer doesn't work. It's not going to help you in the new year because it has not helped you in the previous year, and because prayer is not what makes things happen. What makes things happen is, pure dedication, focus, gain traction, and move ahead. Now, I've talked about gaining traction before, so those who missed the video can go and look for it and watch it. So that's not what we're going to talk about today. What we're going to be talking about today is this. Let me tell you something. If the churches often pray and say, look, I get some of these prayers, but please don't send me prayers anymore. Please don't send me all these things because I don't like them. Get me sometimes infuriated. I know people have the good intention, but I don't like them because some of this prayer we said, everything you have ever desired for will happen to you in Jesus' name. Somebody sent a picture of a very massive house and said, that the house you ever desire for will happen to you in 2018. Okay? But 2018 is next door. How am I going to get that house? And by God's grace, how am I going to get that house? It doesn't show me anything I have to do to be able to get that house in 2018, even 2019, even before I die, if I live to be 85 years old. So for me, that's all nonsense. That's all nonsense. So that's why I say to people, please don't send me those messages, because it doesn't help. It doesn't help. I get infuriated from it. Anyway, so what I want to tell you this today. So now there's this person who think I want to get something in 2018 that I have never got before. I've never received that thing before. That big it is that is going to happen to me in 2018. And trust me, a lot of big things have happened to me in the past. So now, for something big to happen to me in 2018 that I've never experienced before, believe me, it has to be huge. Okay? Now, if you have such a prayer, if somebody is praying that for you, please know one thing, that because if your life has been good and up to now, for something big to happen to you in 2018, then it has to be huge. Okay? So that is how the Nigerian person is doing it. But this is how the Caucasians do it. I tell you, it's how the white people do it. The white people think, wow, okay, so this year, this is what happened. This is what I did, this is what I did, this is what I did. They do what they call analysis of what was done this year. So, okay, I went for a study. I got my degree on this. So I invested here. I did this. I ran into a problem with my mortgage, and this is, the reason why. So they do a basic analysis of what happened this year. So they run the books up, and they say, okay, next year, what am I going to do to improve myself? So I'm going to take. There's this training that I wanted to take last year. I couldn't take it. I'm going to go there and do that training. I'm going to do an online course on this, and I'm going to start. I'm going to start a new marketing program on Facebook, because I have this idea I had before. I didn't have the time to do it. So they make this plan, and then they say, okay, look, how am I going to get the time to do it? The time I'm going to say, I watch too much TV. That's it. I watch too much TV, so I got to cut that down. I got to cut that down. I got to start from now and say, okay, look, I'm not going to spend 10 hours, a week watching TV anymore. I'm going to watch 2 hours TV, and that's it. The rest, I'm going to be using it to focus on a very specific objective. So that is how people do it. So there is somebody that told me, a very wise man. He said, look, if you want something that is big, so big that has never happened to you before, you have to be prepared to do something so big like you've never done before. Okay? So you have a lot of people now who are praying for next year something so big to happen to them like has never happened before, but they are not willing to do something so big like they have never done before. So therefore, cause and effect. Every action have equal and opposite reaction. So when there is no action, there is not going to be an equal and opposite reaction of a house. So if you have not been able to earn $1 million before, and the house, that big house, is going to cost $1 million in 2018, so there is no action to earn $1 million, that house is not going to happen, period. So all these prayers is just a habit. Just habit the people deceive themselves with. So that is why I want to, and then people ask me, oh yeah, but how do we stop these things now? I'm going to tell you a very simple and strategic way to break your habit. To be a successful person in life, to be real successful person in life, and you can thank me later, you can bring my beer later. If you want to be a successful person, in 2018, the first thing you need to do is to have a disruptive habit. When we talk about disruptive habit, we talk about very specific things that you've never done before that you're going to start doing, and that is disruptive. And most of the time, The reason why, like we have disruptive technology. Somebody will say to you, yeah, Facebook is a disruptive technology. Tesla is a disruptive company because of what they do. They are disruptive to the status quo. Google is a disruptive company. You have mobile phone technology is a disruptive technology because mobile phone, especially the smartphone technology, have changed the way we do things in the world. It has changed business, has changed the way we communicate with each other. And that is why we call it disruptive technology. When Google came out, if Google was just doing something like everybody else was doing it, they didn't make it. When Facebook came out, they were a social network before Facebook. Some of you don't even remember those names anymore. If you Google it, you will see that there were some before. Okay, there are some that Rupert Murdoch bought it. What's the name of that thing again? Very weird name. But nobody even remember the name of that social network. They might pay $1.6 billion to buy it. Okay, don't even remember the name of that social network anymore. But that was before Facebook came out. Facebook was a disruptive technology, and because they did something totally different from every other person. So to be successful, to have something next year, 2018, like you've never had before, you have to disrupt your life. You have to be Facebook of your life. You have to be Google of your life. You have to disrupt your pattern. It's like it were, you have to break your bones, all of them. And then you have to put in a cast, let it heal. When they heal, then the bones are stronger. You have to break your muscles down by lifting heavy weights. And then you will feel the pain. By the time the muscles are healed, then you will be much more stronger. That's what we call disruptive. So now, people are praying that next year something great is going to happen to them. Everybody wants something great to happen to them next year. I want something great to happen to me next year. And I even want something great to happen to you next year. But it's not going to happen just because I want it, just because I hope it, just because I prayed. No, it's not going to happen. Now, this is how you disrupt 2018. The first thing you need to do in 2018 is today to plan to do something you've never done before. Something you've never done as mad. It's very crazy stuff you've never done before. Let me give you an example. At the end of the year, what are people planning to do now? People are planning to celebrate. Most people, 99% of the people, except people like me, they're all planning to go and celebrate something, celebrate the new year, old year. So they will celebrate the old year by doing Christmas, because that's basically what Christmas is. A lot of people want to say, oh, you know what, is the day of Jesus, our Lord Jesus was born. No, the Lord Jesus was not born on the 25th, That was, it's the winter, and nobody get born in the winter in that period of the time outside the house. Otherwise, they freeze to death. So that is a different story. But Jesus Christ was not born on that day. But it's just business. If we say Jesus Christ was born on the 25th, then we can make a lot of money, and then we can get gullible people to come and spend their money and buy stuff and spend it and eat and belly full and dance and merry. That's what it's all about. So now you have people who said, oh, this year was not so good. There is inflation, there is hunger, there is no money. I'm so terrible. The year was not such a good year. It is Buhari's fault. I wish we had a better year. So what did they do? End of the year, all the small money they have left, they gather it together and they want to spend it in 1 week to eat and drink and marry and buy expensive clothes and have big parties, buy goat, buy cow, buy sheep, buy chicken and everything. And they finish the money. No investment. Absolutely no single investment. So, but the people wonder, why is it that I'm poor? Okay, they don't have a plan also. There is no plan. So the year just went by like that. But these same people, and most people do that, almost everybody does that. And I'm telling you today, the difference between most people and people like me and people like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett and DSA and all these guys, there's a big difference. So what happened? These people, then they are planning to start a new year in a bang. So 2018, the best year is up to now in your life. what is going to happen in 2018 has never happened to you before in life. Oh, great. Let's see how that is going to happen. But what do? They go and stock up the house with food, with drink, with everything. And guess what? The first day of the new year, the first day of the new year, what are they going to do? They're going to eat and drink and eat and drink and marry and do everything. That is the first day of the year, 1st of January. So now, and people listen to me think this man is crazy. Yes, I know, I'm crazy sometimes. But this is how we think. We think out of the box. Because for us, there is no box. So now, the new year comes, and then instead of people to go to work, just for the very first day, they'll eat and drink and eat and drink and eat and drink. So the second day of January the 2nd, officially the government said, you have to go to work. Okay, I don't even know what day it falls on. So if it is on a Saturday, what they do in Nigeria is that if the first of the year falls on a Saturday, they will move the holiday to Monday. If it falls on a Sunday, they will move it to Monday. So therefore, if holiday fall on Saturday and Sunday, then we're going back to work on the 3rd. So when a year that on the 1st fall on a Saturday, so we're going to stay at home on the 1st, we're going to stay at home on the 2nd, which is Saturday, we're going to stay at home on the 3rd, which is Sunday, then on the 4th, then people go to work. So look, just think about it, how weird it is, okay? This is, now you have this person, he said, I'm going to make this year a big year for me. I want to do everything I can this year to really make a blast, to make money, to achieve a great thing. But the year has not started. This guy doesn't work. Just saying, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. And we have what we call the Christmas Eve. What do you call it? New Year's Eve. That is on the 31st of the previous year, the last day of the previous year. Nobody's doing anything that day either. So how can somebody in a worst case scenario start a new year, 5 days to start a new year without doing anything? That is how people fail. So now, people don't even realize they are doing that. The year you think that is going to be the blast, the year you think, oh, God is going to bless me, God is going to give me, things that have never happened to me before, but you are starting that year already on a very low note. No work. Okay? That's the problem. That is the problem that is happening to a lot of people. That is one of the reasons why people are not succeeding in life. That is why a lot of people are not making the best use of their circumstances. People like us, this is what we do. We are very happy on a Christmas day that everybody is at home and drinking and eating and merry, because they don't bother us with phone, they don't bother us. They are doing other things. It is very quiet, and what I love the most is that the internet speed is very fast on that day, because a lot of people are not on the internet. So it's very fast. So we can do a lot of work, set up things, do a lot of task work. This is what I want you to do for this 25th. If you really believe that next year is going to be a great year for you, you got to start on the 25th of this year, of this month. 25th of this month, I want you to, because you said next year is going to be a great year. You need to disrupt next year. You need to disrupt next year by changing your pattern. The pattern is, on the 24th and the 25th, we're going to buy food, we're going to eat, we're going to drink, we're going to do everything we can. Because if we don't do that, the world is going to be a problem. The family is going to be upset. Everybody's going to be, it's like you are hidden when you don't do that. So this is what I do on the 25th. On the 25th this year, I plan to record a 7 hours training program. A a 7 hours training program. I will break them down, but I will spend on the 25th to record 7 hours training program. On the 1st of January, I will spend that's the 1st of January to record 7 hours training program. So altogether, there will be 14 hours training program that I'm recording. Okay. And I might decide to do it live so that everybody all over the world can watch me doing it. And it's going to be a great blast, great training. But even when it's done live, it's going to be done only for people of my inner circle. Not everybody. It's not going to be live broadcast on Facebook. It's going to be a private training for people of the inner circle who are, who are mentor. They're going to, and people, it's going to be a pay-per-view. So it's going to be 2 days on the 25th and on the 1st. So people can join me for a whole day, 7 hours. I'll be talking. I'll be showing you things. I'll be opening your head to new ideas, to great stuff that you're going to learn. On the 25th and on the 1st, I'm going to be doing the same. And I don't care if anybody is listening to me, yes or no. I will do it anyway because that's who I am. I'll just do it. Why? Because after doing it, I will put it out there, and anybody want to watch it, they'll have to pay me $300 one day to watch it. Okay? So that's what I do. Now, you need to disrupt your routine, because the routine to eat and drink on the 25th and eat and drink on the 1st have everybody coming around that don't have any added value to your life, that only come that day to tell stories and complain about Buhari, complain about the white people, complain about the society, complain about Donald Trump. That has absolutely no value to your life. So I want you to sacrifice those 2 days once in your life. Be willing to do what you will never do before. Be willing to do what you have never done before, because you want to get something that you have never got before. And that is how it works. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. So people, if you want to get something you have never got before, you must be willing to do something you have never done before. If you have never sacrificed a Christmas for yourself, for your own future, if you have never sacrificed a New Year for your own future, for your own education, for your own future, this is the time you have to do it. And that is what we call disruption. So you need to disrupt your routine. If you don't disrupt your routine, next year is just going to come and it's going to move by again, and by the end of the year, you'll simply do the same thing you did this year, and the year will be finished. Another year will come and we go. Another year will come and go. Most of the time, that's what happens. That is why a lot of people are not able to achieve their goal in life, because they have this routine that they inherited from their parents, from their culture, from their families, from everything around them, from their countrymen and women. And this culture, they never disrupted it. They never came out of it. So Sunday we go to church, we go and meet the pastor, and we come back, and on Tuesday we do this, and on Wednesday we do that, and on the Christmas day we do this, and that is how it has always been done. So we do it. But people like me, and just watch out, people like me, there are many of them in the world, especially in the Western world. There are not that many in Nigeria, but all over the world you have them. They have a disruptive attitude. So you don't catch them on the Christmas day running around drinking and doing a lot of stuff. They do something else than every other person is doing. On the New Year, they do the same. So like me, on the Christmas day, I think, wow, I'm going to have a 7 hours blast. We're going to record training material for 7 hours. On the New Year's Day, I'm going to have a 7 hours blast. I'm going to record training materials, and then, but other people think, oh, you know what? I don't want to join Mr. Aroms. I don't want to join these people. These people are crazy, you know. So let me go on continue what I've been doing. So the friends come around and they say, hey man, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas, you know, to you. And we sit down. And then we do exactly the same thing we did last week. Only last week was not Christmas, last month. But yeah, it was not Christmas, it was a football match. Manchester United was playing. 3 months ago, what we did. So, but that is just a routine that is going on every day, basically. People say that is enjoyment. No, that's not enjoyment. That is not enjoyment. That is what we call, time spillage. You know, it's just wasting time. In Dutch, they have a saying for it. They call it a tijd doodmaken. That's a Dutch saying for it. I find it very German. They also have such a saying. It sounds more rigorous than the Dutch one. Tijd doodmaken, translated in English, means, you know, killing time. You see, when you spend time, it's not even as bad as killing time. When you waste time, it's not even as bad as killing time. Spending time means that you have an objective. You are spending the time to do it, maybe, you know. But, you know, wasting time also signify that, okay, you are trying to do something, but you don't know exactly how to do it, so you are wasting the time. Maybe you are procrastinating a bit, you are not efficient in your time. But killing time, like the Dutch people call it, is worse. That means that you are deliberately looking at your 24 hours a day and take a deliberate decision and say, okay, look, from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m., we are going to kill it. What is going to be the best way to kill this time now? Let's see. Well, if we drink a lot of beer, we could pass out. And then the time will be killed that way. Good idea. So let's mark that as an objective. We're going to go from 2 p.m. to 4. What are we going to do? So, we have this worthless, TV program, that has absolutely no value to our lives. But let's spend let's use that 2 hours to do that. Let's kill the 2 hours doing that. So people, it sounds crazy, but that's what people are doing. People say to me, hey, you are exaggerating. Yes, I know I'm exaggerating a bit, but I'm exaggerating on purpose for you people to realize that, look, that's what they are doing with their lives, with their time every day. People say to me, oh, I don't have time. That is why I didn't do that. You know, we are so busy. My life in the UK is so busy, we don't have time. That's not true. That's not true. Everybody has time. Trust me, everybody has time. The only reason why people are not doing something with their life is that they are killing their time. There's nobody that doesn't have time. You have 24 hours. I have 24 hours. Bill Gates have 24 hours. Sunday Adelaja has 24 hours. We all have 24 hours. So somebody said to me, I don't have time. Doesn't even have the time to reply a phone call. But for me, I have 10,000 people following me. People write me. I still have time to reply as many as possible. Almost everybody. Once in a while, I miss one or two. If I miss you, I'm sorry. It's not because it was not important. Sometimes the email fall over and I cannot find it. So, why is it that people like me have time, and then ordinary person who doesn't even have 10 Facebook followers doesn't have the time? How is that possible? I just don't get it. I was running 4 companies once, and then I still had time to talk with people, and yet people who doesn't even, they work, they're just workers in a company. They work for 8 hours and they're productive in 4 of those hours, and they say we don't have time. So where is it that people have time? The reason why they feel they don't have time is because they are killing their time. Tijd doodmaken, like they say in Dutch. People kill their time. People are not even spending their time, because spending, we give the suggestion, the impression that you are deliberately, doing something right, trying to do something right with the time. But killing time is the opposite. I mean, you're deliberately trying to destroy the time. People should stop killing time. If you don't know how to stop killing time, you're going to go into 2018 and kill the whole year, 365 days of the year, you're going to kill it. Because people don't understand it. For you to know how important time is, let me tell you how important time is. Next year we have 365 days. Okay? If you have $1,000 and you invest it in the stock market and you are making 2% a day, 2% a day, only 2% a day, because you can trade, for example, cryptocurrency, you make 2% a day. That would be $220 a day. It is a very small amount of money every day. Because if you are in the cryptocurrency world, every day you can make money. Every blessed day. Because these people don't sleep. So you can trade every day and make money. And it's not a big money, just $20. Now, every day you make another 20, you make 2% of the money. So tomorrow you're doing 2% again of your $1,020. Next tomorrow you're doing 2% of $1,040. You keep going on like that. Do you know that after a year you have more than almost $1 million? Okay? So now people don't realize that. People, sometimes when I think about it, it just want to make me cry. They just want to make me cry and say, look, how come people cannot realize that? Look, if they can, if you just learn it and know how to do it, spend your time rehearsing, practice. One day, you can sit down from day 1 to day 265 of the year, and you will have $1 million. And you will not even invest more than $2,000 to do that. So, because people don't understand how a simple compound interest works. Nobody has ever told them. They've never done it themselves. They don't take the time to learn it. They don't want to learn it. People just keep complaining, and enjoying having fun, so-called having fun. People are just wasting their time off. So that's why I say, look, when I say to people, you can make 2% a day in this, people say, yeah, that's true. I can make 2% a day. 2% is not a big deal. But they don't. When you tell them, they say, oh, but 2% is small. If I have $2,000, I'm making 2%. It's a very small amount of money. But what they don't understand is that when you keep doing it every day, tomorrow 2%, next tomorrow 2%, the other one 2%, every day 2%, every day 2%, every day 2%, Saturday, Sunday, Christmas Day, New Year's Day 2%. At the end of the year, you have over $1 million. That's how people build their millions in the world. But what do? A lot of my brothers and sisters, they go and pray. They go and fast for 10 weeks. The first salary they earn, they go and give it to the pastor, give it to the church as a seed. So nobody has ever convinced me on how this adds value to their lives and how does this make them to achieve what they have not achieved before. So that's the problem I have. So trust me, especially for those of you, if there's anybody watching me that is over 40, your life is in danger. Okay? If anybody watching me that is over 40, your life is in danger. You really need to get to work. You need to skip this Christmas day. That turkey, eat it 3 days before. You need to get to work. There's no excuse. On the New Year's Day, you need to get to work. You need to work for yourself. Because if you have a job, You are free on the 25th, so you work for yourself. You are free on the 1st of January, so you're going to work for yourself. You're going to spend 10 hours each of those days working for yourself. If you cannot invest that time for yourself, then nothing is going to happen to you in 2018 that didn't happen in 2017. It is cause and effect. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. That's how it works. I cannot help it. That is science. That's what Einstein said. It's a simple science. So, therefore, if any of you want to join me on the 25th, we're going to have a blast. Okay? And then we're going to have another blast on the 1st of January. On the 25th, I will be talking first of all on this. How to do simple analysis of your life. Okay? The root cause of your life's problem. Not the one that say your grandmother did it or the witch in your village did it or your father-in-law is doing this. No. An academic professional analysis, root cause analysis. If you are in debt, how did it happen? Okay? How did it happen? I'm going to give you the tools to analyze it. Because if you don't know the root, cause of it, how it happened, and how it's happening, you will never find out a solution to it. You will always be repeating it every year. So if you are over 40 years old, you are in big problem, or unless you understand the root cause of why your life is like this. If you are not wealthy, and you are over 40 years old, you need to understand why it is like this. No witch, no be witch do one. No be devil do one. If I will give you the tools, I'll give you the tools to be able to do a self-analysis, and then you will discover why the problem is like that. So that on the 1st of January, I will give you another set of tools for you to be able to start working on these problems and get yourself out of debt. The same thing, if people look at me and say, hey, you have a successful marriage, you have a very nice wife, I'm married for 27 years, I wish I have a wife like yours. No, I'm going to tell you, if you have marriage that is not working, you can analyze it yourself with a simple, root cause analysis, why your marriage is not working. Why it's not working the way you want it to work. So, and then you'll be able to apply the same tools and be able to solve the problems in your marriage so that you have a 2018, a nice marriage. It's not luck. I'm not lucky. It is just, I feel that I have a very hard life. That is the truth. I'm not lucky. Life is not luck. It is just because there are people who work at it. You keep pushing, you keep working at it. There are a lot of things I don't know. What I do is that I keep working on it. Yesterday, I went to bed 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm still talking the same day. I woke up at 2 o'clock, I slept this morning and I woke up, I'm still talking again. So, because there's so much I don't know, and I have to catch up. And the more I know, the more I discover that I don't know. So I got to work and catch up. So, but now, if people look at me and say, oh, this man know a lot. So, but this man still spend a lot of time working to know more, and yet they don't spend time at all. And, they just, oh, yeah, the man knows a lot. Yeah, but you can know a lot too. I was not born with what I know. The village I was born, there was no TV. Okay? So, I had to get to work. So, what I want to tell Nigerians today, I don't want to make this a long story, say, look, man, you got to get to work. I don't care where you are, whether you are in Djibouti, or you are in Enugu, or you are in London, or you are in Italy, or you are in New York, New Jersey, Toronto, Tokyo, New Delhi. I know Nigerians everywhere, Iceland. No matter where you are, you got to get to work. You got to get to work. Nigerians are not working. Nigerians are not working. You know, people say, but will they work now? That one not be work. That one not be work. Okay. Nigerians need to get to work. You need to get up and get to work. You need to be a workaholic. When you get to work, starting on the 25th of this year and on the 1st, you are at work. Believe me, by the time 2018 runs out, man, you have achieved so much, you will be scared. You will be scared of things you have achieved in 2018. Okay? And don't pray at all. Just don't pray. If you cannot stand it, go and pray. But you don't need it. You don't need it. You just have to get to work. Just get to work. Now, if you get to work, the type of transformation that will take place in your life, you've never seen it before. You've never seen it before. It will be so mind-boggling. If I tell you what in 1 year, I studied a degree program. It was mad. And then when I was in IT, also I look at the IT certification. One day I woke up and I look at people around me and say, wow, this dude is making a lot of money. There was somebody I know who was making over $20,000 a month. And I thought, that's amazing. I want to do that. So I interviewed him. I said, what certificates do you have? He said, I have this certificate from Microsoft. I have this from Novell. I have this from Cisco. I have this from that. Whoa, these are 4 certificates, man. This is a lot of work. And then I decided, I said, okay, how many modules do you have to study for this certificate? Oh, each one has like 8 modules. And each module have this big book. I said, whoa. So I'm looking at 8 times 4. Wow, 32 big books. And then I was discouraged and I got home. I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it in a year. So I started. Action. First of that year, the books were ready. To do it in a year, not only do it in a year, I wanted to do it, as fast as possible, because that would mean that I would start earning $20,000 as well. If I stay too long, it would be a problem. So I decided I was going to do each book a week. Every week, I will complete one of these big books. People who have studied IT know how big these books are. So they're like 1,000 page, 1,500 page. Sometimes you have to have 2 books to have different opinion. So I decided, because in IT, you could do exam every day. Every work day, you could do computer-based exams through one of these exam companies. Okay? So I decided that I was going to start each module on a Sunday, and I will study from this Sunday till the next Sunday, and on Monday I will go and write the exam. And when I finish the exam, I will come back. I will start on Tuesday to Sunday. That was my routine. So I made sure that I had the books, and I was doing that. I did that. And in 8 months, I was done. I got those 4 professional certificates. And I've done the 32 books. So a long time ago, I said to people, when I was training people were paying me $2,000 a day, and that was how I came to be earning $2,000 a day. I was earning $2,000 a day because I was the only guy who was crazy enough to do that. So within a year, that same year, the year I started on the 1st of the year with that disruptive habit, by the end of the year, I was able to walk into a Mazda dealership and pay cash for a car with 1 month pay. So because that was one thing I always wanted to do. I said, look, one day I will go into a dealership and with 1 month salary pay, I will buy a car. So at the end of the year, I was actually able to walk into a dealership and I could pay cash for the car and still have surplus from just 1 month pay. Why? Because I worked like a jackass, I was a workaholic. I was a workaholic. That's how it works. That's how it works. So from that time on, so every other month, imagine I was 27 years old and every month I could walk a car. I would just walk in a car every month. Walking a car every month. Next month, another car. Next month, another car. So then later I thought, why not do 2 cars every month? So why not do 3 cars, you know? So, but if I was praying about it, it never should have happened. It never should have happened because those 32 big books, to get those 4 certifications in 8 months, you just got to study for 14 to 20 hours a day to get it done. There's no other way around it. Those books will be sitting down there waiting for you until you get it done. So when people said to me, oh, you know what? So if you said to me today, oh, I want you to come and study, you know, I don't know, just say something, give me 6 months, I will get a degree and work out. My only condition is that, look, I don't want to spend 3 years studying it all. So give me all the books, give me the chance to write the exams anytime I want, and just give me 6 months to do it. And after 6 months, I will write the exam, you give me my degree and walk away. And then after some time, because of that disruptive habit I did back when I was 25, 26, it kind of, you know, went with me through all my life. So today I still can do it, and I'm over 50. It was hard. It was not easy. It was not so that I just sit down and do one. No, it was hard. There were times I would carry a book and I would just look at it. I didn't see what was written on it. I was not seeing anything anymore. It was just one big blob. That tired I was. But I would refuse to quit. Sometimes I would close my eyes for 10 minutes and then I'll open it again. Now I can see it again. Because I was determined. You see, most people, they want to make it in life, but they don't really want it bad enough. They just talk about it. You just want to make it. One day I will make it now. One day I will make it now. But people just don't, they really don't find it. It is not really from the heart. They don't want it bad enough. Because if you want it bad enough, boy, there's no time. Even now, you will sacrifice 24 hours a day. You just say, okay, look, let me have a go at it. I'm not going anywhere today. I just want to be fixated on this program. It's because people don't want something bad enough. That is why people give all the excuses in the world. Say, the weather is a bit bad today. Oh, the rain was falling. NEPA took light. The solar panel, they don't sell it in Enugu. They only sell it in Lagos. So I couldn't buy one. Yeah, it was Buhari's photo. The plane crashed last week. You know, so there's a lot of you know, ideas that people have that doesn't work. A lot of ideas that people have doesn't work. People don't take the time to really, you know, look at ideas and say, okay, what is going to work? So people end up people are relaxing when they're supposed to be working. People are relaxing when they're supposed to be working. Because when you are young and when you are under 40, that is even the worst case scenario. When you are over 40, a lot of people who are under 40, people who are under 40, a lot of people who are under 40 today, they are just spending a lot of their time relaxing. They're either relaxing on a mobile phone, relaxing with music, relaxing with a TV, relaxing watching sport, and they spend a lot of their time, a big deal of their time, clapping and hailing those who are making the great things in their life, those who are doing great things in their life. So they will spend a lot of time hailing, those guys from Manchester United, those guys from, Chelsea, those guys. These guys are making millions of dollars, of pounds, or euros a year. But people spend their valuable time hailing them, arguing about them. And these guys are just, because you are arguing about them, you are hailing them, that's how they make their money. If nobody is arguing about Ronaldo, nobody is hailing him, nobody is thinking he's the greatest, Ronaldo won't be making 100 million. Okay? But that is how it happened. The other one's just busy spending time listening to Rihanna and knocking their head, Casey, and watching all these guys, and that is how these people make their money. So you have a lot of people who are busy doing all these things, helping others to make a very fantastic living. And they themselves just don't show up for their lives. Okay, so tomorrow Ronaldo is playing football. Again. They're competing against what they call AC Milan, and then Ronaldo shows up, and then all the Nigerians show up with him to come and hail him. Hey, Ronaldo! So what do? They count 10 million and they give it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo go home, but all the other people, they go back home and they have spent their money. So they didn't. But when they go back home, that is where their life is. Then they have to get on with it. Get a book to read, watch some educative program, show up for a seminar, go and buy a training program to watch. But that they don't do. So most people, they will show up for the life of other persons like Ronaldo, like Rihanna, like P Square, like all these people. People will show up for their lives. Then they will make money because those people are showing up every day. Ronaldo shows up every day for his life. So he makes some money. But because millions of other people show up for the life of Ronaldo, that is why Ronaldo makes so much money. Okay? So therefore, if you as a human being, you are not showing up for your life, you are not making a dime. But nobody is showing up for your life either. So therefore, that's even the worst case. So you're not making anything. You're not making an impact. You're not making a dime. So unfortunately, most of my brothers and sisters in the world, they are like that. They don't show up for their lives. They only show up for the lives of others. Or they show up for the life of the politicians, show up for the life of the footballers, show up for the life of the musicians, show up for the life of the movie star, show up for the life of every other person in life, except show up for their own life. So, my appeal to you today is this. You need to show up for your life. If you don't show up for your life, you can pray all you want. It's not going to happen. The pastor is just going to get richer and richer and richer because you are showing up for the life of the pastor. Pastors say, come and bring your 10% to me and come and kneel down before me and pray to the Lord and Lord will bless you. So what do? You show up for his life, which is cool. He likes that. You're showing up for his life and then you go home. And don't show up for yours, which is a disservice to you. But if you keep on doing that in the last few days of this year, nothing's going to happen next year, and nothing's going to happen a year after that, and nothing's going to happen year after that year. So you got to change it. And changing it is just not with a New Year's resolution. Say, look, we have a New Year resolution that I'm going to lose weight next year. Is it I want to have a New Year resolution that God Almighty will bless me? That is not how it works. It is showing up. Quick, massive action. effective, efficient, and massive action. For you to be successful, you need to take decisive, massive action. There's no other way. That's why if a plane is taking off, those of you who have flown before, when the pilot put on the engine, the pilot will raise that plane. The thing will be vibrating. That is how it get that momentum to take off. And the next few miles climbing up, the plane is still burning. In Nigeria, they say they still give a fire. It's still burning up. And it is after some time before the pilot will calm down and the plane will be on the cruising altitude. So you cannot cruise through life. People like to cruise through life, and that is why our people are not successful. Most people in Nigeria are not successful. Black people are not successful. No matter where they are in the world, there are few of us who are successful, but there are not many. There are not many like the Caucasians or the Indians. There are just few of us. Why? Because we like to cruise through life, even when we have not started. There are people who have no job in Nigeria. They are cruising already. People who have no job in Europe, America, they are cruising through life. How can you cruise through life when you have no job? You can't cruise. You got to put in the time. You have to do your time. People will write me and say, please, we want you to, I'm interested in agriculture. Please put me through. How in heaven's name can I put somebody through in agriculture? Where do I start? Why? Because this person doesn't want to do his time. The first thing you do is go to Google and say, what is agriculture? Google will tell you, okay, how do I need to do it? Google will tell you, can I plant? Google will tell you. After some time, you get stuck. Even when you read it from Google, you don't understand. Then you think, who can I ask now? Oh, let me go to this Aroms person. Let me ask him. So you can say, okay, Mr. Aroms, please listen. I'm having problem with how the quantity of fertilizer that you apply to my lettuce. I cannot find it anywhere. Yeah, then I can put you through. But you just cannot write me and say, oh, put me through in agriculture. You don't want to say, put me through in cryptocurrency, put me through in computers. And then I'll go and Google this thing myself and say, these things, the information is plenty online. Oh, how come these people are not going there? Then once in a while I thought, yeah, maybe they don't have internet connection. So, this person wrote me through the internet now. So it's the same internet connection. So they could have gone to Google to do that. It's because of laziness. Laziness. People are not showing up for their own life. So please go and show up. So if you want to show up with me on the 25th, you're free to do that. So it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to be making the announcement. And if you want to join, you can join. It is only for serious people. So it's not going to be free. I'm going to be charging money for it because a lot of people just want free stuff, but they are not taking the time to really do something. And it annoys me that people are not, even when you give people things and they just get stuck there, they are not taking the time to do it. So at the end, it's just like, oh, you're just wasting your time talking for nothing. Okay? So on the 25th is going to be massive action. On the 1st of January is going to be massive action. Whether I get one person or whether nobody show up or I'm going to do it anyway because that's who I am. I have to take that massive action. I have to take that massive action on the 25th and I have to take that massive action on the 1st of January 2018. If you want to go and pray in the church, that is fine. It's okay with me. If you want to go and eat and marry with your friends, that is also fine. It's okay with me. If you want to marry and with every other person else in the world and watch TV the whole day, that is fine. It's okay with me. But don't come back to me next year and say, this year hard, I'm not be able to achieve my goal. I don't even know where to start. So you need to take massive action from December 25th to 1st of January. It is not merry time. When I was a kid, my father used to say, it's a parable they say in ancient language, that what you are killing, if it's not dead, you don't put it in a bag. So, accept your life is 100% the way you want it today, then don't show up for the training, for the program, because there's no reason to show up. If your life is perfect, the way you want it, you're making all the money, you have all the knowledge, you have everything is working for you, there's no point showing up. Even when you show up, I should drive you away. Why do you come? But if your life is not perfect, things are not working, you are wondering, what do I do with 2018? Then you got to show up. You just got to put in the work. So you got to be there on the 25th. All this time you took off from work, from the 25th to the 1st, you got to invest it, man. You got to put it to work. If you don't put it to work, next year is just going to be the same. Absolutely the same. Nothing's going to change. A year after that, we're going to be the same. So that is what we call disruption. That is how you disrupt things. Your brain will thank you a lot for it, because your brain is already waiting for Christmas now. If I go online and see all these things they want me to buy for Christmas, plenty, food, boku wewe, but I'm not going to buy them. I'm just going to eat normal on the Christmas day. Because I don't want to show up for the life of those people. Those people that own those companies that want to sell me all this nice food, nice drink, nice everything, nice clothes, nice, DVD player, computer, all those people. I don't want to show up for their lives. I want to show up for mine. I want to make more millions of dollars. And I have a plan to do that. So that next year, if I like, I can do like Chris. I go and buy a jet. Go and buy a jet. So when Chris Oyakhilome will pack his own, I will pack my own next to him. Don't worry, I won't buy. It's a waste of money. It's a stupid idea. I'm just kidding. So thank you very much for watching. For that note, I'd like to see you off. I'll be back in the evening at 7 o'clock UK time, and I'll be talking about cryptocurrency. That's going to be big. I'm going to talk about cryptocurrencies. What is cryptocurrency? How cryptocurrency is the future, and what you can do with cryptocurrency today, how you can take part in the crypto technology. That's my field. And Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and all this coin stuff. So I'm going to be educating you on that. It's going to be free. You're not going to pay for it, So let's see what you're going to learn. Thank you very much and have a nice day. See you in the evening.